Today, we're taking a deep dive into a world where extraordinary individuals grapple with global power, intricate loyalties, and really the very nature of identity itself.
Exactly. Our source material paints this vivid picture, doesn't it? A futuristic global landscape populated by characters whose destinies are just inextricably linked. Brilliant minds, dangerous ambitions.
And some truly surprising personal connections, yeah.
That's right. We're going to explore the high hegemony that's the dominant global governing body and the rise of a new caliphate, a powerful, unified Muslim world.
And also the enduring legacies of these, well, extraordinary childhoods.
Definitely.
So our mission today is to unpack this complex web, the relationships, the strategies, the deeply personal motivations driving these characters and shaping their world.
Yeah, we'll identify the key players, try to understand their high-stakes gambles.
And discover how individual choices ripple across continents and maybe even beyond Earth. As we unravel this complex tapestry, you might just find some truly surprising connections and insights emerge.
It gets really interesting.
Okay. Let's begin by looking at three absolutely central figures. The Hegemon, the Devil, and the Growing Boy. Our first character, Peter Wiggin. He commands this unique kind of power, built almost entirely on, well, charade.
Yeah, he's not a military general, not at all. He's a political strategist.
Right.
The source says he's focused on writing essays, schmoozing with politicians, playing at geopolitics.
Right.
And what's fascinating here is Peter's self-perception. He genuinely believes he's smarter than everyone else, constantly trying to prove it. You know, you always underestimate me. That's his line. Yet his method of gaining influence isn't brute force. It's creating the illusion of greater power, knowing full well that the reality lagged far behind the illusion.
It's all smoke and mirrors, basically.
Pretty much. It shows how political power isn't always direct control, but often the perception of it. A charade so convincing it can sway nations. It's a profound lesson in political theater, really.
That is fascinating, the idea that power can be built almost entirely on perception. But how did Peter maintain that illusion? I mean, did the source ever hint at the cracks or how precarious that foundation was?
It's definitely precarious. And his ultimate goal, to be the implacable enemy of emperors, specifically targeting the powerful Chinese empire.
Okay. And to achieve that, he makes this, well, colossal miscalculation.
Which leads us directly to Achilles, truly a monstrous figure.
Yeah, tell us about him.
Well, the source describes him pretty bluntly. Erstwhile gimp-legged cripple, frequent murderer, full-time psychotic, and warmonger extraordinaire. Another key character, Bean, even calls him the devil and a sick kid.
Wow. So where does his power come from?
Not from position, really. It comes from others' willingness to believe his lies and his uncanny knack for finding out just what the leaders of nations aspired for and promising them a way to get it.
He's a master manipulator.
Absolutely. And he proved that knack by orchestrating his own capture. Think about this. After betraying Russia, India, Pakistan, and China itself, he allows himself to be captured by the Chinese.
Why on earth would he do that?
Because he knew Peter's ambition. He knew Peter would feel compelled to rescue him, to look like the magnanimous Hegemon. The source explicitly compares Peter's error here to German politicians bringing Hitler to power, thinking they could control him, a huge mistake.
Chilling comparison.
And what's so insightful here is how Achilles' mastery isn't just deception, it's his deep understanding of others' desires and insecurities. He uses their own ambitions against them.
Like he knows Peter better than Peter knows himself.
Exactly. He even thinks what he would do if he were in Peter's position, but dumber. That's how he anticipates Peter's moves.
Ouch.
And there's this profound emptiness to him. The source says he doesn't build things, only finds them, admires them, and tears them apart. Starkly, it says there is no Achilles with anybody.
Just pure destruction.
Yes, a terrifying insight, really. Some individuals are driven not by creation or even domination, but by this pure destructive void. Their power comes from dismantling, tearing down without any intention of building anew. It raises that unsettling question. What happens when power is wielded by absolute emptiness?
It's chilling. Does the source give any clue why he's like that? Or is it just innate?
It's presented more as this fundamental aspect of him, this void. But, you know, in this world of manipulation and ambition, not all power is built on charade or cruelty.
Right, which brings us to Bean.
Exactly. Standing in stark contrast to Peter's calculated grandiosity and Achilles' destructive emptiness, we find Bean, brilliant but a reluctant foe. And he carries this unique genetic condition.
Yeah, explain that.
He has incredibly rapid growth, longer limbs, his body is constantly changing. There's mention of a soft patch of cartilage, a new bone along the crest of his skull. It's a constant physical transformation.
That must impact his sense of self.
Hugely. Bean initially struggles, seeing himself as completely self-centered and unworthy of love. He even calls himself a sick kid.
But that's not the whole picture, is it?
Not at all. The sources tell us his true loyalty is profound. He is the most perfectly loyal of friends, even reckless with his own life when he had a cause he believed in.
And this loyalty gets tested with Peter, right?
Big time. Bean actually resigns when Peter doesn't trust him about the Achilles rescue mission, about its true nature.
Which seems fair enough, given the stakes.
And here's where it gets really insightful psychologically. Bean has this deep, complex understanding of Achilles. It stems from Ender's theory. You know, the idea you can't defeat an enemy without understanding and even loving them.
Right, that controversial idea.
Bean states he always loved Achilles in a sad, twisted way, just so he could truly comprehend his motivations, despite everything Achilles did to him and others.
That's profoundly unsettling, but maybe brilliant. To truly get inside your enemy's head, you have to find some kind of empathy, even love. What's the emotional cost of that, though?
You have to wonder. Now, moving from these individual prodigies, we see how the intense training, the crucible of battle school where these kids were forged, it created this powerful network. Loyalty, betrayal, resilience, it's all in there.
Like Surya Wong.
Exactly. Bean's loyal second in command, a Thai national. He notably defies Peter's direct orders, checks everything with Bean first, loyalty to his commander over the Hegemon.
And during Achilles' rescue, he plays it very carefully.
Extremely. He doesn't kill Achilles, which was Peter's secret intention. Instead, he interacts with him strategically, even offers him breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah, to gauge his state, his mindset, and also subtly communicate his real loyalty, which is to his men, and ultimately to Bean, not to Peter's hidden agenda.
So he's playing a double game.
A very high-stakes one. His aim is to make himself indispensable to Achilles, win his trust, even if it means losing the trust of everyone else. Everyone except Bean, that is. Loyalty is like this hidden currency.
Then there's Petra Arcanian.
A steadfast companion. Her rescue by Bean from Achilles in Hyderabad really underscores Bean's selfless loyalty. He risks everything for her.
And she sees past his defenses, right?
Completely. She sees through his self-deprecating facade, values his true loyalty, his resilience. The source puts it beautifully.
Sure.
She loved him because Bean was her dream of freedom.
And she doesn't let him push her away. Her presence is crucial.
Absolutely. She challenges his desire to split up or hide, insists on facing dangers together.
There's that powerful line she delivers.
I don't care if we separate and Achilles finds me and kills me first, then you'll just have one more female you love deeply who is dead because you didn't protect her.
Yeah. That's commitment. More than partnership, it's like a shared destiny.
Definitely. And we can't overlook Alai and the unexpected birth of the Caliphate.
His rise is really surprising. From Russian captivity to becoming the Caliph, uniting the Muslim world for the first time in centuries.
And his leadership style is key. Calm, pragmatic, spiritual, deeply respected. He leads by suggestions, not divine pronouncements. Yet, as the source says, things work out.
That style sounds almost ideal. But does it ever cause problems in such a, well, violent world?
Yeah.
Does he ever need to be more assertive?
That's a good question. The source emphasizes his strategic mind, his willingness to take responsibility for mistakes, which earns him love. But yeah, you wonder if that calm approach is always enough. For Bean and Petra, though, he provides this incredibly vital safe haven in Damascus.
Crucial for them.
And there's another battle school vet, Ambul, the paranoid networker.
He's described as good at networking, making, and keeping friends.
Yeah, and he shares that paranoid outlook with Bean because they faced the same enemy back in the day. His role is critical in connecting Bean to Alai in Damascus. Shows deep trust, independent action. Famously says, I don't answer emails, except by showing up.
Love that. And he's active in the field, too.
Oh, yeah. Commanding Indonesian forces in China using these fascinating psychological tactics, like stripping captured Chinese reservists, but then treating them with great honor and respect. It's all about winning the propaganda war.
So these battle school bonds, they're not just friendships, they're formidable global network.
Absolutely. Forged in fire, you could say.
So while these characters are waging war on this global chessboard, what's really driving their biggest gambles, their sacrifices? Let's dig into the personal motivations, family, legacy, these quiet longings shaping their lives.
And Peter Wiggin's parents, John Paul and Teresa, offer this really poignant look at parental love under extreme pressure.
Their relationship with Peter is complex, isn't it? Teresa's exasperation.
Versus John Paul acting as a counterbalance. But despite Peter's difficult personality, their love is unwavering. They're dedicated to protecting him from Achilles.
Teresa even considers becoming an assassin herself.
That mother bear protects the cub instinct, yeah. She initially plans to kill Achilles herself. It's pretty dramatic.
But John Paul has a different approach, more strategic.
Yeah, he leans into brinksmanship. His plan is to expose Achilles' plots by basically making Achilles try to kill them, forcing Peter's hand.
Risky.
Very. And it ultimately leads to them relocating to the Ministry of Colonization space station, a strategic move to get Peter out of Achilles' direct reach where they can give him, courage and support.
And the reflections on their children's childhoods are quite moving.
Heartbreaking, really. None of our kids was ever really a child.
Yeah.
And lamenting how they were always defined by their siblings, it's a reminder of the huge sacrifices demanded in this world.
These themes of family and legacy are also absolutely central for Bean and Petra.
Definitely. Bean, because of his rapid growth and short lifespan, has this deep fear of parenthood. He's worried about his genetic alteration, doesn't want to leave orphans because of his own awful childhood. He genuinely believes people close to me die.
Such a burden to carry.
But Petra provides this powerful counterpoint. Her desire for a family with Bean, despite all the risks, is unwavering, profound.
She believes they'll protect each other.
Exactly. She asserts people only die when they aren't with you, and argues their children wouldn't be orphans, they'd still have me. It's incredibly strong.
And then there's Anton, the geneticist who created Bean. He adds another layer.
Yeah, he's still alive, but sort of psychologically blocked from his research. He encourages Bean to embrace human connection, explaining that humans are not designed to be alone, talks about the universal longing for meaning.
It shows even these hyper-intellectual characters have those deep emotional needs.
Absolutely. And their journey to have children involves this perilous IVF process. They're determined, even though Achilles is actively trying to steal or manipulate their embryos.
And he succeeds in stealing them, doesn't he?
He does. Orchestrates the theft through a contact. It reveals Achilles' twisted desire to own not just their lives, but their hope, which is just insidious control.
Truly dark, and Bean has moments of deep vulnerability, too.
Oh, yeah. Revisiting his childhood streets, the source describes great, dry-racking sobs. It just reveals the profound pain beneath that intellectual facade. A rare glimpse of his inner turmoil, reminding us even the most brilliant minds carry deep scars.
Looking to the future, Petra wants their kids to avoid the military life.
She vows they won't be soldiers. But Bean, ever the pragmatist, predicts their battle school predispositions mean they'll probably end up in service anyway.
It seems inevitable in their world.
But ultimately, their bond is cemented. Their marriage in Barcelona described as a fairyland of buildings. Bean realizes he loved Petra more than anyone else on Earth. They find this shared identity. Petra with Bean, Bean with Petra, whatever we call this new creature that we've made.
It's a powerful conclusion to their personal arc amidst all the chaos.
For sure. And these personal battles unfold on that grand global chessboard where geopolitics and unconventional warfare are reshaping everything.
One of the most fascinating strategies is Verlomi's Great Wall of India.
Right. Verlomi transforms from this almost mythical figure, a goddess guarding a bridge, into an insurgent leader. Her strategy is unique. Instead of direct confrontation with the occupying Chinese,
she gets villagers to build symbolic walls.
Exactly. Just walls of stones across roads, called the Flag of India, the Great Indian Wall, even the Wall of Women. It's subtle defiance meant to provoke the Chinese into making the Indian people feel the boot of the oppressor.
Ingenious psychological warfare, using symbolic resistance.
It really is. The Chinese respond with their own gravel and boulders of China counter-strategy and propaganda about humanitarian operations.
But Verlomi doesn't stop there.
No, she escalates, moves to coordinated sabotage, blowing up bridges, sealing borders to actually aid the Muslim advance, from symbolic to active resistance.
Meanwhile, the Chinese Imperium sounds like it's struggling internally.
Plagued by bureaucracy and blindness, yeah. Han Zu, one of their own battle schoolers, is constantly frustrated. He sees the military bureaucracy where Respect for one's superior's high status trumps effectiveness. Decisions get made 2 levels down.
Sounds familiar, even outside fiction. A rigid hierarchy stifling adaptability.
Exactly. And they make significant strategic blunders. Overconfident from easy conquests in India, dangerously underestimating internal threats while focusing on the wrong priorities.
There's that Tilling quote.
India is a faraway place. What does it matter what happens there? Just total misjudgment. And they publicly disdain the old mandate of heaven rhetoric, the idea of divine approval for rulers, yet secretly they fear losing it, reveals a deep cultural insecurity.
This sets the stage perfectly for the Crescent League's offensive.
A bold strike. They launch a 2-pronged attack, massive troop movements along the India-Pakistan border.
And an Indonesian Arab landing in Southeast Asia.
Right, in Thailand or Vietnam. Alai actually has strategic concerns about that landing, sees it as lacking a serious military objective, potentially wasting lives. But he proceeds for political reasons. Unity is paramount.
The Caliph's announcement must have been a huge moment.
A powerful unifying declaration, signifying a new era for the Muslim world. And in response to Chinese claims that his forces are terrorists,
Alai pushes back hard.
Declares they are regular troops in uniform, effectively bringing the war home to the Chinese. It's a complete shift from covert ops to open, recognized warfare, reshaping the whole global power dynamic.
And behind all these massive conflicts, there's this intense information war constantly being waged. Deception, surveillance.
Nonstop. Peter Wiggin, for example, runs his own info campaign.
Using his old pseudonyms.
Locke and Demosthenes. Publishing essays trying to fan the flames of suspicion of China, trying to rouse apathetic nations. He even complains life was so much easier when he was anonymous on the nets.
I bet. And on the other side, Achilles is a master of digital warfare.
Oh, absolutely. That on signal, using a disguised log-on, that's how he signaled his successful rescue to his network. Pure stealth.
And his deception inside the hegemony compound? That was next level.
Incredible. His computer activity appears completely invisible, even to sophisticated spy software. He basically turned the surveillance tools against themselves, exploited a flaw where 2 monitoring programs trying to read the same keystroke ended up canceling each other out, reporting no activity.
Wow. Digital evasion genius.
Unparalleled. But Graf and IF security are brilliant too. Graf never trusts Achilles, maintains this unwavering loyalty to the human race, especially the battle school kids.
And he sets a trap for the traitor on the space station.
Right. His team, including Colonel Nguyen, monitors communications, cuts off the station, even simulates a shuttle launch to flush out the mole. Very clever.
It works.
It does. They discover the on signal was sent using a hidden resident program. Colonel Nguyen's advanced methods expose it, unmasking Achilles' digital ghosting, proving his involvement.
So they have him.
Well, they have proof. The ultimate plan is to expose Achilles' assassination attempt on Peter. They plan to use 2 shuttles, one as bait for a missile attack.
Bait? That's risky.
Extremely. But the goal is to gather irrefutable evidence against Achilles or China and create a massive propaganda field day. It's not just about foiling the plot, it's about controlling the narrative, winning the information war.
What an intense journey. Through this world of strategic genius, global conflict, and these deeply personal struggles. We've seen how Peter, Bean, Achilles, and all these other extraordinary individuals navigated shifting alliances, high-stakes conflicts.
And how often personal relationships and internal struggles really defined the fate of nations.
Yeah. What's truly fascinating here, I think, is how the largest geopolitical maneuvers often seem to hinge on personal pride or deep-seated fears or profound loyalty.
Absolutely. From Peter's hubris in dealing with Achilles, to Bean and Petra's fight for their unborn children, to Alai's kind of spiritual leadership, the human element is always right there at the core.
These aren't just abstract strategic moves. They're deeply personal gambles with global repercussions.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? It raises some important questions, I think. In a world full of complex information and powerful figures, how do we even begin to discern true motivations? How do we balance personal desires with the greater good? And what does it truly mean to lead or even to follow when the stakes are so incredibly high and the lines between friend and foe, genius and madman are just constantly blurred?
And maybe consider this, even in the most rational strategic minds. Could it be that a deep, maybe sometimes unacknowledged desire for family or connection or leaving a legacy Could that be the most potent force of all?
That's a great point. What are the unspoken desires driving the most impactful decisions, not just in this story, but in our own world? Something to think about.